Sis, I know you're tired of being strong, and I know you're even more tired of pretending you're not. You've watched men, black men, publicly celebrate women who don't carry what you carry, who haven't prayed what you've prayed, who haven't stayed when staying cost something. And in your most private moments, you sat with a question you won't say out loud. What is it about me that keeps getting passed over? You gave real love, real years, real faith. And what you got back was inconsistency, half presence, or a man who let you build him up and then walk that better version of himself straight to someone else's door. That wound, if left unnamed and untreated, quietly restructures the way you move through the world. Today we're going to name it, understand it, and begin to dismantle it. Before we go further, this is not about all black men. There are whole, God-fearing black men who love black women with intention and consistency. What we are talking about is a pattern many of us have lived through more than once, being sought out for what we can provide, stability, prayer, intimacy, but not for who we are as full human beings worthy of covenant love. Treat it as a resource, not a refuge. Over time, that pattern doesn't just break your heart. It reshapes how you see yourself. It makes you question your instincts. And it can quietly convince you that the common denominator in all of it is you. It is not. But we have to do the work to truly know that, not just say it. Our hope and our healing begin and end in Jesus Christ, not in a man's apology, not in finally understanding why it happened, in Him and Him alone. What we are sitting with is not simply the sting of being unchosen. It is the weight of having been strategically chosen for the wrong reasons. Men who arrived broken and recognized in us the capacity to absorb their chaos, stabilize their lives, and love them back to wholeness, with no intention of reciprocating at the level we deserved. We became their rehabilitation, their prayer warrior, their financial cushion, their emotional anchor. And when they were steadied and standing upright, they extended that new version of themselves to someone else. That is a particular kind of betrayal, and it deserves to be called what it is. Grief that goes unprocessed does not disappear. It migrates. It becomes hyper-independence that reads as strength but is really a wound in armor. It becomes bitterness that masquerades as discernment, or the low, persistent shame. The voice that says, I must be good enough to use, but not good enough to keep. Hear me clearly. You are a woman who gave real love to people who were not equipped to receive it. That is a wound, and wounds deserve care, not self-condemnation. The men who mishandled you were not operating from clarity. They were carrying the full weight of their own unaddressed wounds, wounds they have never named, let alone faced. Men handed a definition of manhood, built on acquisition and performance, not presence and covenant. Their treatment of you was not an assessment of your value. It was a revelation of their limitations. And you have been carrying a verdict that was never actually rendered. A person without the ability to perceive color cannot give you an accurate account of what you're wearing. In the same way, a man who has never learned to love with accountability and consistency is not qualified to determine your worth. He simply does not have the range. So the question has to change. Stop asking, why wasn't I enough for him? The more honest question is, what did I believe about myself that kept me extending my best to someone who showed me he was not ready to receive it? Some of us allowed the desire for a man's love to fill the space that belongs to God alone. We made male approval the measure of our acceptability, but you were chosen long before any man knew your name. That is not a platitude. That is the foundation everything else must be built on. We're pausing here. What comes next? The grief, the rebuilding, the prayer deserves its own space. Part 2 drops soon. Subscribe now so you don't miss it. Drop in the comments where this landed for you. Peace and blessings.